The grand starship TSS Meridian drifted toward the glowing world of Varkaros like a small metal seed drifting toward a blazing lantern. The planet shone with gold and green light, its entire surface covered in enormous hive cities built from living crystal. Thick clouds of bioluminescent mist wrapped around the towers like drifting spirits. Even after days of travel, the human delegates inside the ship stared at the alien world with wide eyes. Commander Elias Ward stood near the viewport, hands behind his back. He wasn't easily impressed. He had served in alien negotiations for years, but Varkaros looked alive in a way no human world ever had. Behind him, Dr. Meera Patel scrolled nervously through her datapad. She was the team's xenobiologist, calm on most days. But today, she looked like a student on her first exam. "I still can't believe their queen wants to talk about reproduction," she muttered. Of all topics. This was supposed to be about the Alliance. Elias sighed. The swarm values biological truth above everything. If the queen thinks humans lied about anything at all, she might cancel the whole diplomatic agreement. And without their alliance, Meera continued, we won't survive the invasion from the outer systems. Exactly. None of them said the name of the enemy aloud. It felt like inviting a nightmare into the room. The doors hissed open, and Ambassador Helena Cross entered, her long white coat sweeping behind her. She carried a calm expression, but her sharp eyes told another story. She was preparing for a storm. "Everyone ready?" Helena asked. "As ready as humans can be," Elias replied. The ambassador managed a small smile. "Good, because the Queen is known for dramatic entrances." The ship docked inside a massive organic hangar that pulsed gently like a beating heart. The walls glowed with deep blue light, and strange insectoid workers scuttled around carrying transparent tools. Even seasoned diplomats had to take a moment to steel themselves. The place looked like the inside of a giant living creature. A squad of Varkari honor guards approached. They stood tall on 4 legs, their upper bodies armored like living statues. Their bright, multifaceted eyes shone like polished gems. "You will follow," the lead guard said in clear English, though its voice carried a faint humming vibration. The humans followed the guards through corridors shaped like spiraling shells. Bioluminescent plants lined the walls, shifting color as the group passed by. It was beautiful in an eerie way, like walking through a glowing dream. Finally, they reached the Queen's chamber. 2 enormous bio doors unfolded like the petals of a flower. Inside was a vast circular hall, lit by green and white lights drifting like tiny stars. The air smelled faintly of honey and stone. At the center sat the Grand Hive Queen. She was enormous, easily 3 times the height of a human. Her carapace was gleaming silver white, decorated with glowing runes. Her wings, folded behind her, were translucent like crystal membranes. She sat upon a throne grown from living crystal and shaped like branching vines. The moment the humans entered, the Queen's antennae twitched sharply. Her voice boomed across the chamber, deep and resonant, shaking the air with authority. "Humans of Terra, approach." Helena bowed respectfully. "Honored Hive Queen, we are grateful for your invitation and ready to continue alliance discussions." The Queen's eyes narrowed. She leaned forward slightly, and her wings rustled like distant thunder. "There will be no alliance discussions," she said coldly, "until the matter of your unbelievable claim is resolved." Elias exchanged a quiet glance with Meera. The Queen stepped down from her throne, each movement heavy but graceful. The alien generals and scholars standing along the walls turned their gaze to the humans with sharp curiosity. The Queen stopped just meters from Helena, towering above her. "Explain," the Queen demanded. "The biological impossibility you dare present as truth in your previous report." Helena kept her posture steady. "Your Majesty, all information we shared is factual. If something appeared unclear, we are ready to clarify." The Queen's mandibles clicked. "Do not mock me, Ambassador. Your people claimed that humans can reproduce year-round, that your species is not bound to any seasonal cycle, that your fertility is not tied to environment, climate, or lunar patterns. Her glowing eyes narrowed further. Such a thing is beyond logic, beyond evolutionary balance, beyond every natural rule known to the swarm. She slammed her clawed arm onto the floor. You lie. Several Varkari guards raised their weapons, humming with energy, not aiming, but ready. Elias instinctively stepped forward, but Helena raised her hand slightly to stop him. She kept her tone calm. Your Majesty, with utmost respect, we are not lying. Humans do have continuous reproductive capability. We do not follow seasonal cycles the way your species or most others do. The Queen's wings flared in shock and disbelief. This cannot be, she roared. No species can maintain such constant biological potential without collapse, without resource exhaustion, without imbalance. She pointed a massive claw at Helena. Either your biology is unstable, or you speak falsehood. Mira took a careful step forward. If I may, Your Majesty, she said gently, our species evolved in an environment with unpredictable seasons. Our survival depended on flexibility. The Queen snapped her gaze to Mira so sharply that even Elias flinched. You claim adaptability is the reason? The Queen asked, voice seething with doubt. Yes. Mira replied quietly, but firmly. Humans do not rely on strict seasonal patterns. Our planet changed too often. Sometimes it froze. Sometimes it burned. Sometimes it flooded. Our bodies adapted to constant change. The chamber grew silent. The Queen lowered her massive head slightly, studying Mira with cold fascination. Your species endured such chaos, she said slowly. And yet thrived? Mira nodded. We had to. Or we wouldn't be here. The room murmured with alien voices. The scholars clicked their mandibles. The generals whispered to each other with sharp, metallic tones. The Queen flicked her wings again, this time in agitation. No, she declared. These words alone are not enough. The swarm demands proof. True proof. Not verbal claims. Helena took a breath. What proof would satisfy, Your Majesty? The Queen raised her clawed hand and pointed toward a towering organic structure behind her throne. It resembled a cocoon of silver vines, pulsing with light. You humans will stand before the Council of Truth. You will present your entire biological history, records, data, scans, evidence from your medical science, your evolutionary logs, every piece of information you possess regarding your year-round capability. Elias spoke for the first time. All of it? That may take days. Then prepare, the Queen answered. The truth is worth days. She paced around them in a slow, deliberate circle, like a massive predatory creature, assessing smaller ones. If you speak truth, she continued, the swarm will accept humans as the most adaptable species known. Your resilience will be honored, and the alliance will move forward. She stopped. But if you lie. The hall darkened slightly. Energy crackled across the guards' weapons. Then the swarm will withdraw all support in the coming war, and humanity will face the outer threat alone. Elias felt the weight of those words crush down like a mountain. Humanity could not win alone. They needed the Varkari. Swarm its numbers, its strength, its unique biological technology. Helena bowed once again, more deeply this time. Your Majesty, she said, we will provide everything you request. Humanity has nothing to hide. The Queen returned to her throne, wings folding in tight layers of shimmering silver. Then we begin tomorrow, she declared. Prepare your truth. As the humans were escorted out, Mira whispered to Elias. This is going to be the strangest scientific presentation in the history of the galaxy. Elias gave a low, humorless laugh. If it saves humanity, we'll make it the best one too. Behind them, the queen watched silently, her glowing eyes unreadable. For the first time in her long reign, she felt a hint of something unfamiliar when looking at these strange, soft-skinned bipeds. Not anger, not suspicion, but a faint, unsettling awe. The next morning on Varkaros began with a sky the color of glowing emerald. The sun rose behind the hive spires, turning their crystal surfaces into towering pillars of gold. It would have been beautiful, even peaceful, if the humans were not walking toward one of the most serious examinations ever demanded by an alien civilization. Commander Elias Ward, Dr. Mira Patel, and Ambassador Helena Cross stepped out of their guest chamber into a long corridor shaped like a spiraling tunnel of living vines. The walls pulsed with soft blue light, as if breathing. They followed the Valkyrie guard, who guided them with stiff, insect-like precision. Mira whispered, "I revised our biological charts 5 times last night." Elias raised an eyebrow. 5? Okay. 7. Helena smiled tiredly. Good. We're going to need every chart we have. As they walked, the guard announced, "The trial of biology begins soon. Please prepare your minds for questioning. The Queen expects clarity. No confusion. No hesitation." Elias muttered under his breath. "No pressure at all." The guard's antennae twitched. Pressure strengthens truth. Elias decided not to argue. They finally arrived at a pair of massive doors shaped like overlapping crystal wings. When the doors folded open, a rush of warm air swept out, carrying the scent of honey, stone, and something faintly metallic. The humans stepped inside the arena of truth. The chamber was enormous, far larger than the Queen's throne room. The ceiling spiraled upward like a glowing hive funnel, filled with drifting lights that moved like tiny stars. Hundreds of Valkyrie filled the curved seating platforms. Scholars, generals, scientists, and even small worker drones. All their multifaceted eyes focused on the humans at once. At the center of the arena stood a floating circular platform. Organic cables connected it to the walls, and the entire structure hummed with a low sound, like a heartbeat. The Queen rose from her own elevated seat and spoke with a voice that echoed across the entire hall. "Humans of Terra, you stand before the Council of Truth. Today, you will show the swarm the evidence of your strange and impossible biology." Helena stepped forward. "Your Majesty, we are prepared." The Queen raised one clawed arm. "Begin." 2 Valkyrie attendants activated the platform. A bright beam of white-blue energy shot upward from its center, forming a cone of holographic light. Helena nodded to Mira. "You're up." Mira stepped onto the platform. Her datapad synced automatically with the arena's systems. A massive hologram formed above her, an image of Earth floating like a blue sphere in the air. Gasps and clicking murmurs echoed through the alien audience. "Good morning, honored Valkyrie scholars," Mira began, speaking slowly so every alien translator could keep up. "We will start by explaining the world humans evolved on." The image of Earth zoomed in, showing forests, oceans, deserts, snowfields, and storm systems. "Earth," Mira continued, "is not predictable. It changes constantly. Seasons shift. Temperatures rise and fall. Storms appear suddenly. Ice ages come and go. Our ancestors needed to adapt to survive." She showed ancient human migration patterns, diagrams of climate change over millennia, and the different environments humans lived in. The Valkyrie watched closely. Their eyes glowed with interest. Elias whispered to Helena, "They're listening. That's a good sign." Mira continued, "Because of these changing environments, humans did not evolve a strict breeding season." The Queen raised her head sharply. "You claim your species grew stronger through chaos?" "Yes," Mira answered plainly. "We survived because we could adapt." The hologram changed again, showing simplified models of human reproductive biology presented in a modest, scientific, non-graphic way. Mira explained hormones, cycles, and how human fertility worked in general without describing anything inappropriate. This constant ability helped our species survive unpredictable climates, she said. It is not strange to us. It is normal. The arena grew dead silent. The queen then signaled to one of her scientists, a tall Varkari with blue-striped armor. Truth Seeker Varek, examine the data. Varek approached the platform and scanned the holograms with a strange device that emitted violet light. The holograms expanded, replicating the data and checking for inconsistencies. After several long minutes, Varek bowed. The information is internally consistent, Your Majesty. No deception detected. The crowd buzzed with agitation. This was only the beginning. Helena stepped onto the platform next. If I may, Your Majesty, I will present historical records. She displayed population charts across human history, carefully showing growth patterns that remained steady regardless of season. Human history, Helena explained, shows no seasonal drop or rise. Births happen year-round across all cultures, all climates, and all eras. An elderly Varkari scholar rose from her seat. Impossible. No species evolves such efficiency without dangerous imbalance. Helena bowed politely. We understand your doubt, but this is our truth. The queen tapped one claw on the arm of her throne. Continue. Now it was Elias's turn. He stepped into the holographic light and activated a second set of displays, medical data, and long-term human statistics. These records, he said, come from thousands of years of medical science. Humans studied our own biology for generations. We understand it well. He showed long-range stability charts, health trends, and evolutionary models that reinforced the same conclusion. Humans did not depend on yearly cycles. A Varkari general, huge, armored in dark green plates, stood and boomed. Your bodies do not collapse under such constant potential? You do not become weak from it? Elias shook his head. No, General. Humans manage energy through diet and rest. We only use energy when it is necessary. The ability does not harm us. The general clicked his mandibles, stunned. Another truth seeker scanned Elias's data. No falsehood detected, the truth seeker announced. The queen's wings twitched with rising confusion. She leaned forward, eyes glowing bright gold. All of this, she said slowly, suggests that humans require no environmental trigger, no lunar cycle, no pheromone season, no solar rhythm. Her voice grew louder. This goes against every biological law known to the swarm. Mira responded calmly. Your Majesty, perhaps our biology follows different rules. The arena erupted in shocked murmurs. Different rules? Such a thing challenged the Varkari worldview. The queen raised her claw for silence. Then she delivered the hardest question yet. If what you say is true, then why did your bodies evolve such constant ability? What threat forced such extreme adaptation? A heavy silence fell. All eyes turned to the humans. Elias stepped forward. The threat, he said, was everything. His voice echoed. Earth gave us no mercy. Heat waves, freezing winters, predators, plagues, droughts, storms. Our ancestors never knew safety. So evolution made us ready at any time. Life demanded flexibility. He looked up at the queen. Humans survived because we refused to let nature choose our fate. The queen stared at him for a long moment. Her wings slowly folded against her back. A species forged in chaos, she muttered. No wonder you fight so fiercely in war. Helena added softly. This trait may be strange to others, but to us, it is normal. We have lived this way since the beginning. Another panel of Varkari scientists finished scanning the last batch of human data. They bowed. No contradictions, All systems confirm the truthfulness of the human's biological records. The arena buzzed louder than ever. The scholars debated. The generals whispered. Even the worker drones hummed nervously. For the first time since the trial began, the queen appeared uncertain. She looked down at her claws, then at the glowing holographic earth, then at the humans who stood calmly before hundreds of alien eyes. Finally, she rose to full height. Humans, your biology challenges everything we understand. It is alarming. It is extraordinary. It is... She paused, searching for the right word. Unthinkably adaptable. The humans exchanged surprised glances. This was not anger. This was respect. The queen continued. Tomorrow, the council will deliberate. The decision will be given at dawn. Her wings opened in a sharp, metallic flutter. For now, you may rest. But know this, if your truth stands, the swarm will never see your species the same way again. As the humans exited the arena, Mira let out a breath she'd been holding for an hour. That went better than I expected. Elias smirked. Really? It felt like we were presenting our biology to a room full of giant judges, ready to sting us. Helena laughed softly. Welcome to diplomacy. Behind them, the queen watched their retreating figures with a deep, troubled fascination. These humans were nothing like she imagined. And she wondered, what other impossible truths were hidden inside this strange, resilient species? The dawn of Varkaros arrived with a strange, quiet. Normally the hive world buzzed with constant humming and movement, but today even the worker drones seemed slow, as if the entire planet was holding its breath. Thick green light filtered through the hive towers and slid across the crystalline walkways like gentle waves. Inside their quarters, the human delegation sat around a glowing table, waiting for the queen's final judgment. The air felt heavy. No one spoke at first. Elias finally broke the silence. Do we know how long their council will take? Do we? Do we? Helena shook her head. The Varkari think carefully before declaring truth. They study, debate, compare, and analyze. It could take hours, or longer. Mira rubbed her temples. I hope they understand everything we explained yesterday. They understood, Helena replied softly. They're just shocked. For them, our biology isn't just unusual. It breaks their understanding of nature. A chime rang from the door. A Varkari messenger entered, carrying a crystal tablet. His voice buzzed with formality. Honored humans, the Queen summons you to the Chamber of Deep Memory. Elias frowned. Deep memory? That wasn't mentioned before. The chamber is only used, the messenger explained, when truth must be compared with the oldest knowledge of the swarm. Helena exchanged a look with her team. The Chamber of Deep Memory was located deep beneath the hive city. Beneath layers of glowing crystal and spiraling tunnels. As they descended, the walls changed in color from bright gold to dark green, then dim blue, until finally the walls glowed with faint purple light. Two enormous guardian drones stood at the entrance. Their armor was much thicker than normal Varkari soldiers, and their eyes burned with cold blue fire. The messenger bowed to them. The Queen awaits. The doors unfolded like the petals of a midnight flower. Inside, the humans found a circular room filled with ancient carvings, images, symbols, timelines, and diagrams etched into living stone. The ceiling dripped with silver light, forming hanging droplets that never fell. At the center stood the Queen. Her wings were folded tightly against her back. Her voice was quieter than before, less commanding, more thoughtful. Humans of Terra, she said, you have shown remarkable evidence. Yet, something remains unclear. Helena stepped forward. We will answer anything you wish to know, Your Majesty. The Queen slowly approached, each step echoing softly in the chamber. My council believes your claim, she began. Your data is true. Your biology is stable. Your species is indeed capable of reproduction, throughout the cycle of your planet. Mira let out a small sigh of relief. But the Queen raised a claw. However, one question remains unanswered. Not how you can do it, but why. She traced her claw along an ancient carving on the wall, a symbol of a spiraling creature, perhaps an early Valkyrie ancestor. Nature does not give without reason. Evolution shapes ability from need. So I ask again, humans. She turned her glowing eyes on them. What shaped you? What forces forged such resilience? The room fell silent. Helena nodded at Mira. You explain it best. Mira stepped forward. Nervous but steady. She activated her datapad. A new hologram formed in the center of the room. Images of Earth, long before cities, long before modern humans. This is the early world we lived in, Mira said. Earth was dangerous. More dangerous than many other planets. The hologram shifted rapidly between different scenes. A raging volcanic landscape. Massive electrical storms across a dark ocean. Frozen fields under a thick layer of ice. Dense jungles filled with predators. The Valkyrie watched in stunned silence. We evolved in a place of extremes, Mira continued. No stable climate. No predictable seasons. Every generation faced new challenges. Droughts. Plagues. Earthquakes. Wildfires. Freezing winters. Heat waves. The Queen slowly circled the hologram. Your world changed this often? Yes, Mira replied. And our ancestors never knew safety. To survive, humans adapted. We learned to hunt, to gather, to build shelters, to make fire, to cooperate, to protect each other. The hologram now showed early humans working together, building tools, sharing food, traveling across dangerous lands. Every day was uncertain. So our bodies evolved flexibility, and our minds evolved creativity. Elias added, it wasn't just nature. We fought predators bigger than us, stronger than us, faster than us. The hologram changed again. A giant bear towering over early humans. Saber-toothed predators stalking them. Massive birds swooping through the air. We weren't the strongest species, Elias said. Not even close. But we became the species that refuses to give up. Helena stepped beside him and continued. And because Earth didn't give us a perfect time or season, humans learned to survive in every time and season. The Queen tapped her claw against the stone. So your constant capability is the result of ongoing struggle? Exactly, Mira said. We adapted because we had to. Life didn't give us one safe moment to rely on. The Queen studied the hologram for a long time. Her wings fluttered slightly. Your world is indeed brutal, she murmured. Far more than mine. A Valkyrie elder entered quietly from a side chamber. She was old, her armor dull, her steps slow. She bowed deeply to the Queen. Your Majesty, the elder said. This chamber holds the oldest memories of our species. We come here only to compare our truths with ancient understanding. She turned to the humans. I have listened to your explanation, and now I will share the oldest truth of the Valkyrie. The elder touched the wall, and the carvings lit up. Images of the Valkyrie's own evolution appeared early insectoid creatures, living under warm, stable climates, protected by thick forests of bioluminescent trees. Our world did not challenge us as yours challenged you, the elder said. We grew strong through unity, cooperation, and structure. But our environment did not push us to extremes. That is why your biology follows patterns, Elias said gently. Yes, the elder agreed. And why yours does not. The Queen turned sharply toward her. Elder, do you believe the human claim? And the elder looked at Mira, Helena, and Elias, studying their expressions carefully. Yes, she said finally. Because their story matches what we see, their history, their world. their struggles. Their bodies reflect their past. The queen's wings trembled with a mix of realization and awe. So humans are not unnatural, she said slowly. They are simply shaped by extreme nature. Exactly, Helena said with a bow. We are not breaking natural laws. We follow our world's laws. The queen walked to the center of the chamber and looked at the holographic earth again. For the first time, her voice softened. Your species survived storms, predators, shifting climates, and still found a way to thrive. She looked back at the humans. You survived because you had no other choice. Elias nodded. Survival is the human story. The queen paced slowly, deeply lost in thought. At last she said, You humans are not strange. She paused, then corrected herself. No, you are strange. But not in a false way. You are strange in a powerful way. She lifted her claw. You are a species shaped by chaos, forged by unpredictability, adaptable beyond reason. Helena bowed. Thank you, Your Majesty. The queen continued, her voice growing stronger. When the outer invaders come, they will face the swarm. But now I see the truth. She pointed her claw toward them. They will also face the species that conquered a merciless world, Terra. A species that learned to endure everything. Elias felt pride swell inside him. Mira whispered, I think she understands. The queen stepped closer. Tomorrow, I will announce my final decision in the arena of truth. She lowered her crest, a gesture of deep respect. And I suspect, she said, almost smiling with her mandibles, that this alliance is more important than any of us knew. The humans bowed deeply. As they left the chamber of deep memory, each of them felt lighter, relieved. But they also sensed something else. Something powerful. For the first time, the queen no longer looked at them with suspicion. She looked at them with awe. And maybe, with hope. The next day arrived with a strange energy in the air. The hive city of Varkaros shimmered brighter than usual, its crystal towers glowing like giant lanterns. The bioluminescent mist moved faster, swirling around the spires as if the whole world sensed something important. Inside their guest chambers, Ambassador Helena Cross, Commander Elias Ward, and Dr. Mira Patel prepared for what could be the most important moment in human history. Mira checked her datapad again and again. What if we overlooked something? What if the council found a mistake in our data? Elias chuckled softly. If they did, they would have arrested us before breakfast. Helena tightened the clasp of her white diplomatic coat. Relax, both of you. Yesterday changed everything. The Queen saw our truth. The council saw it too. Still nervous, Mira whispered. Good, Helena replied. Before they could say more, a chime sounded. A tall Varkari guard entered, its armor glowing bright gold, the color of official summons. You are called to the arena of truth, the guard announced. The Queen waits. Elias exhaled slowly. This is it. The three humans followed the guard through winding corridors of glowing organic stone. As they walked, they noticed something different. Varkari citizens lined the walkways, watching them with quiet fascination. Some bowed their heads slightly, a gesture they had never shown before. Helena whispered, They're curious. Mira nodded. Yesterday changed their whole view of us. Elias smiled. Good. Let's hope it was enough. Finally, the great doors to the arena of truth opened. The arena was filled with thousands of Varkari scholars, soldiers, workers, even younglings perched on the ledges. The entire hive seemed to have gathered. The glowing lights overhead flickered gently, like falling stars. At the highest platform sat the Queen, her silver wings spread wide. She looked powerful, majestic, and strangely calm. When the humans stepped inside, the entire arena went silent. The Queen rose from her elevated throne. Humans of Terra, her voice echoed. You have shown the swarm great truths. You revealed the nature of your world, your struggles, your evolution, and your strength. She gestured toward the central platform. Step forward. Helena, Elias, and Mira walked to the center. The Queen continued. For cycles without number, the swarm believed all species followed the same laws. We believed life required seasons, patterns, cycles. We believed adaptability had limits. She paused, her gaze sweeping across the entire arena. But you humans, you broke those limits. The crowd murmured in awe. The Queen pointed one massive claw at the holographic projection above them, an image of Earth, rotating slowly. This world shaped you. Fire shaped you. Ice shaped you. Storms shaped you. Even your own fear shaped you. Her wings fluttered. And despite all of that, you did not break. The aliens around the arena watched with bright, shifting eyes. Some whispered in amazement. Others nodded, impressed. The Queen spoke louder this time. Your constant ability to reproduce. Your unusual biology. Your endless resilience. These are not impossibilities. They are the marks of a species that refuses extinction. Elias felt a tremor run through him. The Queen wasn't just accepting their truth, she was respecting it. The Queen turned in a slow circle, addressing the entire swarm. Humans are not weak. They are not irregular. They are not deceptive. She slammed her claw down gently, sending a soft shockwave across the floor. They are adapted beyond anything we have seen. Mira covered her mouth, stunned. Helena's posture straightened with pride. Elias stood tall, feeling the weight of history settling around them. The Queen lowered her voice, deep, steady, filled with finality. The Council of Truth has reached its decision. The arena grew so silent that even the faint buzzing of wings could be heard. We declare the human biological claim true. A wave of shocked but admiring clicks swept through the crowd. The Queen lifted her crest, a sign of formal declaration. And we declare the alliance with humanity approved. This time, the arena erupted in sound, buzzing, clicking, cheering vibrations that echoed like thunder through the chamber. The humans exchanged relieved smiles. They had done it. Their species was no longer doubted, no longer questioned. They were accepted as equals. But the Queen was not finished. She extended her full wingspan, a symbol of the highest respect in Varkari culture. Humans, she said, you are a species, forged in chaos. You do not bend to nature. You do not wait for safety. You create it. Her eyes glowed bright gold. And in the coming war, we will need that strength. The arena fell quiet again. The Queen stepped down from her throne and approached the humans. She stopped just a few steps away, so close they could feel the warm air around her. Then the impossible happened. The Queen lowered her head, touching her crest to the floor. A bow. A gesture the swarm had never offered to any outsider. Gasps filled the arena. Even the Varkari generals who had doubted humans bowed their heads in return. The Queen spoke without lifting her crest. From this day forward, the swarm stands with humanity. She raised her head and looked directly at Helena, Elias, and Mira. You are strange creatures, resilient creatures, and you will be strong allies. Endinter. Helena bowed deeply. On behalf of Earth and all human worlds, Your Majesty, we accept this alliance with honor. Mira added softly, Thank you for believing us. Elias smiled. We'll fight beside you when the time comes. The Queen's mandibles curved in what was, for her species, the closest thing to a smile. I believe, she said, that the coming war will test us, but with humans at our side, we may stand a chance. She turned toward her people and raised her wings high. Prepare the fleets, prepare the swarms. Today, a new alliance is born. The arena shook from the Varkaris' thunderous response. Helena leaned toward Elias. Well, That escalated nicely. Mira laughed. We came here to explain basic biology and ended up forming a galactic alliance. Elias shrugged. Humans are full of surprises. As the queen returned to her throne, she glanced back once more at the humans. Her voice reached them quietly, almost gently. Your adaptability, your resilience, it truly is astonishing. She paused. Terrifying, but astonishing. The humans smiled, respectfully. Helena spoke the final words. Welcome to the team, Your Majesty. The queen nodded. And welcome to the swarm, humans of Terra. And so the alliance was sealed not through war or force, but through truth, science, and the strength of a species shaped by a world that never gave them rest. The galaxy would never be the same. Because now, humanity stood not alone, but beside the greatest hive army ever known. And together, they were unstoppable.